welcome back to the channel. Welcome to my second moto vlog. So today we're going to do kind of like a 1-year review of my MT-07. I've had this for about a year and a month roughly, so I figure it's about time to tell you guys about it. Plus the fact I'm going to be getting rid of it here soon, actually in the next couple days if everything goes according to plan. So 2021 Yamaha MT-07. So first, a little bit about this bike. I bought this, like I said, about a year ago, last July-ish, and this was my dream bike. It looked amazing with the redesign for 2021. It sounds amazing, and it inspired me to get a faster motorcycle, because what I was on was a 2007 Honda Shadow 600. Not very fast. I mean, it's a cruiser. It's not meant to be fast. But anyways, let's get into this bike, and yeah, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. So the first thing I want to talk about is the power band. It's pretty sporty and it can be hard to get used to. I still haven't completely got used to it yet. So in a parking lot, let's just take this off for now. So in a parking lot, let's say about my old school, speed limit's 15 miles an hour. So me, I don't want to sit here in first gear. These plants are very weird. Like this. So I put it in second gear. And it kind of like goes for a while. Like this. It's very iffy. Makes it sound like I don't know how to ride my bike. But anyways, if this bike isn't meant to go slow, so that's basically why it does that. On to the second thing. These are cons, by the way, if you can't tell. On to the second thing. Do not, and I repeat, do not expect to ride this bike long distances without some pain. Now, when I thought about this, I think about this as a sport bike, as one should, because that is what it is in the end. It is a sport bike. I thought my back was going to hurt. I thought that was going to be the main thing that turned me off to this, was my back was just going to hurt. All right, show back on the road. So, as I was saying, I expected my back to be in a ton of pain. Because the way I usually ride this, I ride it in a more forward position, like a sport bike. But no, it wasn't. I took a 2-hour trip, and my back was totally fine. My ass, on the other hand, that was what hurt. Oh my god, it hurt, because this seat is pretty damn hard. It is definitely not a comfortable seat. Now, onward to the pros about this bike. Yeah, I know, like, there's only 2 cons, what the hell? But yeah, honestly, that's all I can think of. This is a damn good bike. So, my first pro. This might contradict what I literally just said, but it is a pretty comfortable bike. If you're going short distances, like up to an hour, you're fine. And it's one of those bikes where if I want to, I can sit back, I can sit straight up, and I can just enjoy the ride. Or I can scoot back and I can do this number. And I can ride it like a sport bike. That's like my favorite thing about this bike. It can be whatever kind of bike I want it to be, if I'm going short distances. Alright, the second pro. For what it is, a 700cc, it's like a 689 or 699 or something like that. It's got some power to it, especially at the low end. When you take off, you can outrun a great deal of things. So I really, really like that, especially coming from my Shadow, which had no power whatsoever. This thing's a pretty powerful bike. Alright, now we got about fuel mileage. I know this isn't something you normally would even think of on a sport bike, but let me show you. Go down to here. Average fuel mileage, 45. Immediate fuel mileage, 50. I'm cruising at 62, and I'm getting 50 miles per gallon. Now watch this. I'll go up, like as I'm accelerating, it's still at 47. Okay, now it's down to 24. But anyways, so now I'm gonna sit here at 70. So let's say interstate speeds, 46 on the interstate, man. That's crazy. All right. So now we're gonna talk about how fun this bike is. And let me tell you, going around curves with this thing, oh my God, it's so fun. Because you can take them faster than all the Harley boys out there. Now I'm looking at you, Garrett. I can just go, whee, and I'm around the corner. While he's got to slow down to 20 mile an hour to take a curve, I'm sitting here at 65 just going, whee. This bike, comparing it to something like my Shadow, that's what I'm using as a control group because that was my first bike and I still have that bike. This thing is nimble as hell. Watch this. Whee! Think I can do that on a Shadow? Not a chance in hell I could do that with the Shadow. Now, the thing I love the most about this bike, easily the sound. It's got Yamaha's V-twin in it, and I think this still is the best sounding motorcycle Yamaha offers, apart from the Striker. But I don't think they actually offer the Striker anymore. So this is the best sounding to me. My buddy thinks his F-09 sounds better. I wholeheartedly disagree. This has got to beat 10 times over. I don't care what he says. This beats it. Absolutely. So that's all I really know to talk about. It's a nice little bike. And so here we go. Do I think it's beginner friendly? This is my second bike. I started on the Shadow. I rode that for 3 years before I got this. Do I think this would be a good beginner bike? No. Because the low power band on this thing is stupid. If you whiskey throttle this thing, you're going, whee! And I don't think a new rider should experience that whatsoever. They need to be in something like my little Shadow, you know? I think that's the perfect beginner bike. It's not fast, but you can still have fun on it because it is hella loud. And it's a pretty fun bike. This, on the other hand, this is more of one of those immediate level bikes, I would say. Because, you know, I would not want to ride this as a beginner. As much as I love this bike, I would not want to ride this as my first motorcycle. I think that would be stupid of me and completely reckless. I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Go for it. I ain't here to judge. But if it were me, no. Second bike at least. Alright. Would I buy this bike again? If I get rid of it, or go back to past me before I bought this bike, would I tell myself to buy this bike? Yes and no. Yes, because this is an amazing bike. I love this bike as my second bike. No, because I kind of wish I had just saved money and went straight to a leader bike from my Shadow. Because I gotta say, as fun as this bike is, I've gotten pretty bored of it in the last year. You know, I still can go out and have fun with it. That's not the issue. The issue, it kind of tops out early. You know, it starts like about 90 or 80, 90 mile an hour on the track, of course. It starts accelerating really slow, and you just don't get that feeling, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't too long before I topped this thing out, and I'm a pretty big guy. I could get this thing to 120 easy. And after that, it's like, you know, this isn't even like scary anymore. And like, I don't like to not be scared of my motorcycle. I want to be terrified of this thing. Roar! Kill me! Do something! I mean, don't actually do that, please. But but I hope you guys understand what I mean. Like, it's not a boring bike by no means, but I'm just kind of bored of it because, you know, there's not much left to offer for it. You know, I got this exhaust within, I don't know, a couple weeks after buying the bike. So I don't really have anything else to to do with it, I guess. I don't know. I thought about like turboing it in the future if I kept it, but like, why? It's still not going to make as much power as the bike that I'm going to be getting. So just buy another bike. And now the big question. Would I recommend this bike to someone else? Yes. I haven't ridden like its counterparts, so Kawasaki's and Hondas. I haven't ridden those, so I can't really compare it to those. But I can say with my heart, I absolutely would recommend this bike to somebody. Again, as a second bike, definitely not a first. If you want something you can cruise around town with and have some fun, go for it. This is definitely the bike you want to get. If you make long distance trips, I mean, you're not looking at this bike and thinking, man, I'm gonna go 3 states away in one trip with this bike. That's not what you're thinking. But you're not gonna do it. If you do, it's gonna be uncomfortable as hell, because about the hour-and-a-half mark is when my ass starts to hurt. Keep that in mind. I cannot stress that enough. Keep that in mind. This thing can take slow turns like it's nothing, man. Roar! 35 mile an hour turn. Meow. Like it's nothing, man. So the reason I decided I was going to make this video now, I haven't done it yet, obviously. And I'm going to be trading this off in the next few days if everything goes according to plan. And I figure, you know, I should try to make at least something with this bike, just as a keepsake, because this was my dream bike. I looked at this and I'm like, man, I want one of those someday. And then they reassigned it, and I got it. You know, I didn't even have my license yet. I was riding in my shadow on my permit, and I walked across from my DMV is a motorcycle store from Yamaha store, and I walked in there, front of the showroom, this bike, black 2021 MT-07. They obviously wouldn't let me take it for a test drive without my license. So I walked across the street, took the motorcycle test, got my license, walked back across the street, took this thing out for a test drive, and bought the bike. That's how that worked out. So yeah, I think that pretty much sums up the video, guys. Please stay green. Alright, so if you guys like this video, let me know. If you don't like this video, let me know, and please tell me why, so I can improve upon. And let me know if you want some more content like this in the future, because I would love to bring it to you, especially in the coming months with my new bike. Thanks, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.